Welcome to this special edition of County Report This Week. I'm Anqoinette Crosby. Throughout the year, we brought you countless stories to keep you informed about what's happening in Montgomery County. Today, we take you on a journey back through some of those stories that defined 2018. We begin with a new era for police officers that serve in the 2nd District. Susan Kennedy explains why the news station in Bethesda is a standout.
For the past 60 years, this building has served as the headquarters for the Montgomery County Police Department's 2nd District. But next month, 144 men and women in uniform will be moving into this new state-of-the-art facility in downtown Bethesda.
3, 2, 1, cut!
The new station was built on a vacant lot in Bethesda's Central Business District at little cost to the county. Montgomery County partnered with developer Stonebridge Caris to build the new station. In return, the county will transfer the old district building on Wisconsin Avenue as part of a redevelopment project that will include an office building and a hotel.
It is important for us to have these CIP projects. It is important for us to have the building, the material, but more importantly, we need to continue to keep in mind the very, very dedicated men and women who make up our public safety team. It is because of them that we're doing it. It is because of the public that we're doing it. But no building, no material can substitute for their bravery and their dedication and commitment.
How many detectives do we have here?
And there was a moment in time when we were fearful that the police station would move out of downtown Bethesda. And we said that cannot happen. And so the county executive and his team came up with this really perfect solution.
There are, I believe, 4 cells. We have 2 interview rooms.
A win-win for our private sector and our public sector.
What do you think of this place?
It's great. This is awesome.
This is good government at its finest, and we ought to be proud of that kind of public-private partnership. And County Executive, congratulations to you and your team for making that happen.
The 4-story, 28,000-foot police station will be LEED Silver certified. The facility will also use a portion of County Garage 35 for police vehicles. The new station will serve close to 200,000 county residents from multiple communities in the down county.
This new station will allow us to better serve the public and allow my cops to operate more efficiently. The new 2nd District station has features such as a community room for public use, Wi-Fi throughout the building, a storage room for our bicycles, a secure parking lot for our police cars, and better prisoner processing facilities. And these are just a few of the things that the old station did not have.
The new 2nd District station will be open to the public in mid-February. In Bethesda, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
In our next story, we learned how the county has given some drug companies a taste of their own medicine. It was announced that the county had filed a lawsuit against more than a dozen companies that produce and distribute opioids. Lorna Virgili was at that press event and explains the reason for the lawsuit.
Anqoinette, this was an emotional press event where the county executive said that this is not just about seeking monetary damages, but also about changing behavior on the way pharmaceutical companies advertise.
I lost my 28-year-old beautiful daughter, Kelly O'Connor, to a heroin fentanyl overdose in June of 2016. Her addiction began in her early to mid-20s when she was prescribed pain medication and Xanax. She ultimately ended up addicted to both and then went on to using OxyContin. It was only a short time after that before she was using heroin. And after even several rounds at rehab, this horrendous addiction led her to her death in less than 3 years.
The county's 158-page legal brief demands for jury trial and holds the pharmaceutical industry accountable for what is called the nation's greatest health crisis.
Death, addiction, broken families, shattered lives. It is critical that we hold responsible the manufacturers and distributors whose negligent action significantly contributed to the crisis, both for what has happened in the past, what is happening in the present, and what is likely to continue happening in the future. I am announcing today that Montgomery County has actually filed suit against a number of companies we believe are responsible for this crisis and continue to have damage to our county and to our taxpayers.
The lawsuit was filed on a contingent basis by Robbins, Geller, Ruttman, and Dowd in Montgomery County Federal Court, and it will be tagged to the pending cases in federal court in Cleveland.
The allegations range from false advertising of opioids in an effort to increase market share, and the failure to report suspicious sales after their false advertising campaign was successful.
It is estimated that 145 individuals die daily of opioid overdose in the United States. At this press event, there were women members of SOUL, Surviving Our Ultimate Loss, a local support group that started in 2015 with about 5 mothers who had lost their children due to opioid overdose. Today, the group has more than 30 women advocating about opioids.
You know, it's all on the company, but for some reason, thousands of kids are dying, but it's on them. You know, and that's wrong. You know, you don't blame the kids for driving the cars that died with the airbags, but you blame the kids because their doctors gave them Oxycontin.
There's no specific dollar amount requested on the lawsuit. In Rockville, for County Report This Week, I'm Lorna Vergelli.
When we come back, the county's new innovative transit option will help residents get around in a flash. And how this new county center is giving young children a big head start before they enter kindergarten. Those stories and more when we come back.
Did you know there are more than 10,000 county government phone numbers? But there's only one number you need to remember for non-emergency calls, 311. MC311 is Montgomery County government's online telephone information system. Need information? Have a problem or complaint? Trying to locate a county government facility? Call 311. The call center is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The website is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311 or visit montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling.
Keep it going. Recycle more now.
Thank you for staying with us during this special edition of County Report This Week. I'm Anqoinette Crosby. Well, it won't be long before county residents will have a new option to get around. As Susan Kennedy tells us, after years in the making, ground has finally been broken for the county's first BRT station.
All aboard! Flash BRT is officially under construction in the east portion of Montgomery County. The rapid bus system is expected to improve access to high-quality transportation for those residents. Federal, state, and local officials all grabbed a shovel and dug in for the kickoff of this latest transportation project.
This is home for me. This is important. Whenever I go to the grocery store or move around in this area, people ask me about transportation, about transit. We have a vision and a plan now that I know will improve transportation options for the people along this route.
I laid out a 110-mile bus rapid transit map about 10 years ago. When I put it out the first time and I had Route 29 on the map, people said, "Why? There are no jobs here." And I said, there are no jobs here because there's no infrastructure here. And the purpose of the BRT was not to solve the problems of just the present, but was to open up the doors to the future.
The first Flash Bus Rapid route is expected to be up and running in 2020. It will run along US 29 from Burtonsville to downtown Silver Spring, and it's expected to carry 20,000 riders per day.
Today is the beginning of the county government building what you've been asking for a very, very long time. And you could fill a bus with the people who have participated and invested their time and their energy over the years. And that's what it takes to get the job done.
Officials say the future economic vitality of the county hinges on its ability to provide new transportation options to accommodate residents and job growth. The project is estimated to cost $31.5 million. A federal grant will cover $10 million of those expenditures.
It's obviously good whenever you can get more cars off the road. It helps clean our air. So this is an example of an important success story.
Mark Elrich says today's groundbreaking is just the beginning.
So I think this is going to be resurgent. I think new technology is going to give us even more advantages. So I'm optimistic.
In Silver Spring, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
By now, students and teachers in Rockville have settled into their new elementary school. But before Bayard Rustin opened back in the fall, Rock 11's Craig Buchanan took us on a grand tour.
In September, the doors will open to a new Rockville Elementary School that was named after openly gay civil rights activist Bayard Rustin. Rockville 11 got a chance to walk the halls before the doors opened to students and meet the school's principal. And what we found was a school that shows how modern technology and education will be used to help shape the minds of the students that will fill these classrooms.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rachel DuBois, the very proud principal of the brand new Bayard Rustin Elementary School. I'd like to take you around, tour the school, and show you some of the really great spaces we have that our children will be enjoying in just a few days. The best part about opening a new school is that it's a blank slate. It's really a kid-centered approach of, when you're a kid learning in a classroom, what kind of space do you want to be in every day? We're going to have almost 600 students this first year. We're going to have K through 5, and we'll have 2 special programs, the Chinese immersion program. In addition, we're also a world language school. So that means children K through 5, whether they're in the immersion program or not, will also have world language classes. We're one of 2 elementary schools piloting the elementary world language program this year. Our biggest goal of the school is to build relationships with the community, build relationships with our kids, build relationships with our staff. Our staff is all coming from different schools in Montgomery County Public Schools. They're amazing teachers, but we need to work on building our culture and our community from the ground up. We're going to kick the year off with our theme of All Are Welcome. We're going to read a book in our school by Alexandra Penfold called All Are Welcome. It's about accepting differences, being inclusive, and how all of our differences really make us an amazing school. But I think everyone is excited and really understands that the legacy starts today. This is it. We're all part of it together.
For County Report This Week, I'm Craig Buchanan.
Giving little ones access to early childhood education has been on the horizon for a while in the county until now. Just last month, McDonald-Knowles Early Childhood Center held its grand opening. MCPS TV was there and has the story.
With this ribbon cutting, Montgomery County Public Schools held a grand opening ceremony for the new McDonald-Knowles Early Childhood Center, the first pre-kindergarten early childhood center in the county that combines general and special education programming in one location.
We bring students that have special needs, students with disabilities, at the same time with their abled student counterparts, and you can't tell the difference. And actually it's a benefit both for students with disabilities to be with their peers, as well as students from the regular setting environment, because they learn from each other.
Community members, county officials, and Board of Education members learned about the benefits of this program, which offers full-day pre-kindergarten services to nearly 100 children ages 3 and 4 years old.
It's all about access and opportunity. We were able to see today that 98 students have been in this building for a month, and yet you would think they've been here 6 months. They will be ready to start kindergarten. We need to make certain that all of our families are able to have this access, so our children will have the ability to be able to go into kindergarten just ready to do what they need to do.
MCPS Superintendent Jack Smith spoke about the impact of these programs in closing the achievement gap and ensuring that these students are ready for kindergarten and first grade.
We've got to do this
more and better and broader every day, all the time, until we reach, I hope very soon, every young child in this county.
We're very appreciative of all the financial support, all of the people support and resources that have been dedicated to early childhood programs, and we really hope that it continues.
For more information on the center, go to mcpsmd.org. Search McDonald Knowles. When we come back, the county's Fire and Rescue Services adds key personnel that could mean faster service for residents. Plus, how MC prepared for a worst-case scenario if an active shooter took over the campus. Stay with us. County Report this week. We'll be right back.
Hey, mister, down here. You illegally passed the stop school bus. I'm placing you in timeout, and this timeout means big fines, plus you really could have hurt somebody. That's why school buses are being equipped with video cameras to help kids like me stay safe, so respect the bus.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Welcome back to the Best of County Report this week. I'm Anqoinette Crosby. Our show today highlights some of the stories that moved us in 2018. One of them is the expansion of Montgomery County Fire and Rescue Services. MyMC Media's Mitty Hicks tells us how it could mean faster service for residents.
During an emergency, every second can feel like a lifetime. That's why Montgomery County Fire and Rescue is expanding its services by staffing paramedics in Tacoma Park and Bethesda fire stations, something the department has been working on for more than a decade.
Every place we put a paramedic over the last 12 years where they did not have one the day before, we saw response times reduced by 3, 4, 5 minutes to these critical paramedic or ALS emergencies.
According to Chief Goldstein, Bethesda, Cedar Lane, and Tacoma Park fire stations currently do not have paramedics starting their day in the building, and this expansion changes that.
We started 4-person paramedic engine companies in 2006, and the April 15th implementation at Tacoma Park and Bethesda culminates that what is now a 12-year project of adding a paramedic on every one of the 35 engine companies in Montgomery County.
In addition to the medics, an advanced life support chase car will be added to the Aspen Hill Fire Station, making it the third in the county.
We're taking our paramedics off of the transport units. We're taking the paramedic off of the cot, okay, and placing them on fire apparatus.
This means paramedics will be available for more emergencies in their response areas.
A lot of our patients that we see don't require paramedic transport to the hospital, and today he or she, the paramedic, is engaged in taking the patient to the hospital, and that takes 40 to 50 additional minutes.
Once the changes are in place on April 15th, Goldstein says paramedics will arrive to the scene of the emergency, determine whether patients need to go to the hospital, and get back in service for the next call. In Montgomery County, I'm Mitty Hicks for County Report This Week.
2018 saw campaigns aimed at keeping us all safe on county roads. One of them was the Stay Alert, Stay Alive initiative. It's aimed at preventing distracted driving and walking, both of which could lead to serious or fatal collisions.
During April, Distracted Driving Awareness Month, we are focusing on distraction using education and enforcement. Distracted driving and distracted walking are two of the leading causes of crashes in Montgomery County. The statistics are sobering. Throughout Maryland, 183 people die every year, and over 27,000 more are injured from distracted driving crashes.
During the campaign, county police stepped up its enforcement of stopping drivers caught using their cell phones. In addition, the county's Department of Transportation and MCPS work together to educate young drivers about the dangers of being distracted, whether they're walking or driving. Over the last 5 years, drivers have hit nearly 300 teen pedestrians in the county. Of those cases, 5 teens sadly lost their lives. Unfortunately, 2018 was a particularly bad year for gun violence in schools across the nation. Here in the county, MC's Rockville campus was preparing for a worst-case scenario by staging an active shooter drill. MCTV's Michael Brown shows us how it all went down.
MC students and staff volunteered to portray victims in the emergency scenario that was part of an all-day exercise for Maryland. MC was the focal point in the northern section of the state.
Today, at the college venue, we have part of a larger collaborative effort with the Region 5 hospitals, the Montgomery County Emergency Operations Center, and the college to test plans, policies, procedures on how each responds to an incident of this magnitude. Short and to the point, we had a group of protesters, and they were out here, and then a white van came up right at the corner, exploded. Someone came out of the van, ran up the steps, started shooting all around the patio and into the building. We had a mass casualty event.
First responders from the county ran their realistic-looking drill. They coordinated and prioritized victim care, set up triage areas based on an evaluation of the severity of injuries, treated the victims, and transported them via bus to 5 county hospitals, who then drilled on how they handle a sudden surge of patients. And given that there have been actual emergencies like this at colleges across the nation, the evaluation of how things were handled is critical.
So the ultimate goal is to have the patients, have the response, and we're seeing what the college does as far as their notifications and so on.
The ultimate evaluation process will come for the county. They are evaluating the plan. Are we prepared? Do we understand what our roles are in an emergency at any time on campus? Based on the evaluation of the processes that we have in place currently, we would fill in the gaps. So things that are missing, things we didn't do well on, again, equipment, training, all of those things help us decide where we should move forward in terms of preparedness for emergencies on the campus.
For County Report this week from Montgomery College, I'm Michael Brown.
When we come back, a grateful community gathered for the dedication of the county's new Vietnam Veterans Memorial. And the county's most unique school gets a new address. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
We know you have dreams, a great job, a better life. Career success starts at Montgomery College. MC helps you get the hands-on education you need for the job you want. And you can save up to half the cost of attending other colleges. Career success. It's in your future. Start your future now at Montgomery College.
If you think someone might be considering suicide or drugs, be the one to help them by taking these 5 steps. Ask, keep them safe, be there, help them connect, follow up. If you're struggling, call Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK or the 24-hour crisis center at 240-777-4000. Be the one to help. Learn more at betheone.org.
Welcome back to this end of the year special edition of County Report this week. I'm Anqoinette Crosby. Another story we wanted to revisit was the emotional unveiling of the Montgomery County Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall. It was a time to pay respect to those who had paid the ultimate price. Lorna Virgili brings us the story.
The names of 130 service members from Montgomery County are now etched on this Veterans Memorial Wall. Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett, who in 1965 served in Vietnam as a captain for the U.S. Army, unveiled the memorial surrounded by Vietnam War veterans. members of the Executive's Commission on Veterans Affairs, Family of the Fallen, and Vietnamese American Senior Association members.
They came home to taunts. They came home being disrespected. We failed to recognize whatever your concerns may have been about the war, at least you could do is separate the warrior from the war. There was no way that I was going to simply turn a blind eye to those who have given the ultimate sacrifice.
The memorial includes the names of 130 service members from Montgomery County who lost their lives or were reported missing in action in Vietnam. There are 4 Montgomery County residents who remain missing. Dozens of Vietnam War veterans attended the dedication ceremony, including Everett Alvarez, one of the longest held prisoners of war.
As a Vietnam veteran myself and a citizen of Montgomery County of Rockville for 42 years, I truly appreciate the work that the commission members and the county officials have put into this effort to honor those whose names will be read and to honor all of those who served in Vietnam.
Stephen J. Geist. Stephen F. George.
During the dedication ceremony, Leggett unveiled a Vietnam-era honor and gratitude plaque to pay tribute to all of Montgomery County veterans who served our country during 1955 through 1975. In Rockville, for County Report This Week, I'm Lorna Virgili.
This year, we saw the county's most unique public high school get a new home. The grand opening drew a large crowd anxious to tour this cool school of the future.
With a ceremonial ribbon cutting, the brand new 171,000 square foot Thomas Edison High School of Technology opened its doors to the community. Thousands of people toured the building, visiting classrooms, workspaces, and were greeted by VIP teachers and students ready to showcase the career readiness programs offered at the school.
We're working and we're studying to further our career.
I want them to come in as explorers and leave as our #1 advocate, because they are the future of our workforce. They are the future that we want to help prepare for whatever career they might be interested in.
VIPs from the Board of Education, County Council, local businesses, and more also toured the new facility.
Our students are going to thrive here. There's so many wonderful options. I love what I'm seeing. Very exciting.
This is about access to opportunities. So it's incredible. This is state of the art. State of the art.
The students who come to Edison have tremendous potential. They have tremendous talents and skills, and they have a goal.
We've got a lot of young people out there that are looking to find their way, and you have industries that need skilled employees, and this puts it all together.
Edison High School features more than 18 career readiness programs and services, ranging from cars to cybersecurity and from HVAC to health careers. Each program gives students a head start with career skills and knowledge that prepare them for a job and college when they graduate.
This area is phenomenal. The ventilation, the height of the ceilings, the professionalism of the equipment, everything it's different than what it was before.
Nursing is really what I want to do, so I'm really excited, yeah.
Having one of the skills that Thomas Edison provide is a skill for life. You will never be hungry.
This was an amazing experience, and it shaped my entire life and my entire future for years to come.
And with that, we close this special edition of County Report This Week. We will return in 2019 with all the stories that impact you as a county resident. From all of us here, we wish you a safe holiday season. And remember, the county offers sober ride services over the holidays with Lyft. Visit soberride.com if you've had one too many drinks during the celebrations. I'm Anqoinette Crosby. Happy holidays.